Anna's boots echoed against the metallic floor of outpost Kepler 186, her breath forming small clouds in the recycled air. 3 months of travel through the void, and this was her destination, a remote diplomatic station orbiting a binary star system at the edge of human-controlled space. The young Xena diplomat had expected paperwork, maybe some cultural exchange programs. What she hadn't expected was Commander Alexander Chun standing at the airlock with an expression that mixed pity and something approaching awe. "Welcome to Kepler 186. Specialist Anna Reeves," Alexander said, his voice carrying the weight of someone who'd seen too much in too short a time. His dark eyes studied her carefully, as if memorizing her face. "I'm afraid we need to discuss your first assignment immediately." Anna straightened her uniform, trying to project confidence she didn't entirely feel. "I'm ready for whatever's required, Commander." Alexander's jaw tightened. "Walk with me." They moved through corridors lined with observation windows that revealed the swirling purple nebula beyond. The station was smaller than Anna had imagined, more intimate. Claustrophobic, even. Alexander led her to a briefing room where holographic displays painted the walls with alien script and biological diagrams. "The Velkara," Alexander began, gesturing to an image of a towering, mantis-like creature with opalescent carapace and 6 elegant limbs. "They control 17 star systems in this sector. Technologically advanced, culturally complex, and until 6 months ago, completely uninterested in humanity." "What changed?" Anna asked. Their queen arrived. Alexander pulled up another image. The Velkara queen was magnificent and terrifying in equal measure. Easily 3 meters tall, with crown-like protrusions from her elongated head that glowed with bioluminescence. Queen Shivara came to this outpost specifically to understand humanity. She's been here for 4 months, and in that time, she's refused formal diplomatic channels. Anna felt a cold sensation creeping up her spine. "What does she want?" Alexander met her eyes. "She wants to spend 1 night with a human. 1 full rotation of this station, alone, in conversation." The room seemed to tilt slightly. "You can't be serious." "Completely serious," Alexander replied. 3 diplomats before you attempted it. All 3 left the encounter ... changed, not harmed physically, but profoundly affected. They couldn't articulate what happened. Within weeks, each one requested transfer back to Earth. He paused. "You're the 4th. Why me?" "Because you're young. Because your psychological profile suggests resilience. And because," Alexander's expression softened slightly, "because you haven't learned to be afraid of the impossible yet." Anna processed this information, her training warring with her instinct for self-preservation. "What happened to the others, really?" Alexander pulled up video logs. Anna watched grainy footage of 3 different people entering a chamber, each walking with trepidation, each emerging hours later with tears streaming down their faces. Not tears of pain, but something else. Something transcendent. They called it the long conversation, Alexander explained. The queen doesn't harm. She doesn't threaten. She simply talks about everything. About humanity, about consciousness, about the nature of existence itself. The Velkara experience time differently than we do. Their neural structure processes reality in ways our brains aren't evolved to comprehend. "And you want me to volunteer for this?" "I want you to understand what you're volunteering for," Alexander corrected. "This isn't an order. It can't be. But if you accept, you'll be helping establish a relationship with a species that could either become humanity's greatest ally or our most formidable adversary." Anna walked to the observation window. Below, on the station's lower ring, she could see a chamber with translucent walls. Inside, the queen waited, her form shifting with colors that had no names in human language. How long do I have to decide? The Queen has been waiting for your arrival, Alexander said quietly. She knew you were coming. She asked for you by name. That stopped Anna cold. How is that possible? I only received this assignment a month ago. Alexander shook his head. That's one of the questions only she could answer. Anna stood at that window for what felt like an eternity, but was only minutes. She thought about why she joined the diplomatic corps, about humanity's desperate push into the cosmos, about the responsibility of first contact. She thought about the three who came before her and wondered what they'd learned that made them weep. Finally, she turned to Alexander. I'll do it. Something like relief washed over the commander's face. I'll escort you to the chamber. You'll have supplies, water, nutrition packs. The atmosphere is calibrated for human comfort. Communication devices in case of emergency. Will they work? Anna asked. Alexander's silence was answer enough. They walked together to the lower ring, their footsteps synchronized. At the chamber entrance, Alexander placed a hand on Anna's shoulder. Whatever happens in there, remember this. You represent not just yourself, but the entire story of our species. Every triumph, every failure, every dream humanity has ever had. No pressure, Anna said with a weak smile. Actually, Alexander said, the Queen told me to tell you something. She said, the one who comes forth comes free of others' fears, whatever that means. Anna nodded, squared her shoulders, and approached the chamber door. It opened with a whisper of hydraulics. Inside, the Queen turned her massive head, bioluminescent patterns rippling across her carapace in what might have been a greeting dot as Anna stepped across the threshold. She heard Alexander's voice one last time. See you on the other side? Specialist. The door sealed behind her, and Anna found herself face to face with something utterly alien. Standing at the precipice of a conversation that would define humanity's place among the stars. The Queen's voice, when it came, resonated not through the air, but somehow directly in Anna's mind. Welcome, child of Earth. Let us speak of time and truth, and the spaces between stars where meaning is born. Anna took a deep breath, sat down cross-legged on the chamber floor, and began the longest night of her life. Outside the chamber, Alexander watched through monitors, knowing that whatever happened in the next hours would ripple through human history in ways neither he nor anyone else could predict. He whispered a prayer to gods he didn't believe in and settled in to wait. The long conversation had begun.